वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओं नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशांताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तवं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणान् ब्रह्मणस्पद आनः शृण्वन् ऊतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ओम श्री महागणपतये नमः। नारद उवाच प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं गौरीपुत्रं विनायकं भक्तावासं स्मरेन् नित्यम् आयुः कामार्थसिद्धये। प्रथमं वक्रतुण्डं च एकदन्तं द्वितीयकं तृतीयं कृष्णपिङ्गाक्षं गजवक्त्रं चतुर्थकं लम्बोदरं पंचमं च षष्ठं विकटमेव च सप्तमं विघ्नराजं च धूम्रवर्णं तथाष्टमं नवमं भालचन्द्रं च दशमं तु विनायकम् एकादशं गणपतिं द्वादशं तु गजाननं द्वादशैतानि नामानि त्रिसन्ध्यं यः पठेन्नरः न च विघ्नभयं तस्य सर्वसिद्धिकरं प्रभो इति नारदपुराणे संकटनाशन गणेश स्तोत्रम संपूर्णम्। ओम अखंड मंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ओम मौन व्याख्या प्रकटित परब्रह्म तत्त्वं युवानं पर्शिष्टान्ते वसदृशिगणैः आवृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वटपिटपि समीपे भूमिभागे निषन्नं सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमारात् त्रिभुवनगुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवं जननमरणदुःखच्छेददक्षं नमामि। चित्रं वटतरोर्मूले वृद्धा शिष्या गुरुर्युवा गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानं शिष्यास्तु छिन्न संशया निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशांताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम विश्वं दर्पणदिश्यमाननगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकम् असत्कल्पार्तकं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रितान् यः साक्षात् करणात् भवेन्न पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भो निधौ तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये नानाछिद्रघटोदरस्थितमहादीपप्रभाभास्वरम् ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुरादिकर्णद्वारा बहिः स्पन्दते जानामीति तमेव भान्तमनुभाति तत्समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि चलान् बुद्धिं च शून्यं विदुः स्त्रीबालान्धजडोपमास्त्वहमिति भ्रान्ता वृषं वादिनः माया शक्तिविलासकल्पितमहाव्यामोह संहारिणे तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये राहुग्रस्त दिवाकरेन्दु सदृशो माया समाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रकरणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् प्रागस्वाप्समिति प्रबोध समये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्य बाल्यादिष्वपि जागृदादिषु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानमहमित्यन्तः स्फुरन्तं सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राध्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जागृति वा य एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये भूरम्भांस्यनलो नीलोऽम्बरम् अहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत्किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशतां यस्मात् परस्माद् विभोः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानाच्च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्याधीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्ये तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं चैश्वर्यमव्याहतम् पिंडु गीता ध्यानम ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थाम विकर्ण घोर मकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तक केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पथैरहरः वेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अथ नवमोऽध्यायः राजविद्या राजगुह्य योगो नाम नवमोऽध्यायः। We are now ending, coming towards the close of chapter 9. Having highlighted the importance of bhakti, the teacher is now glorifying bhakti. It is only appropriate that the beginning of the new year, we understand the role of bhakti with a little bit of background of why we study Bhagavad Gita. Good to recall and reinforce.
Offline students say,
yeah.
Yeah. Offline students,
there are a couple of offline students here sitting here in person, Ramesh and Jayanti, and of course another 2 Jayantis here. All of you extend a happy new year to all those who are online. It's a wonderful, yeah, that's a good gesture. It's important. So we are happy to do both online and offline. And it has been going on for a long time now. So a quick look at the background. The individual is a conscious person. I am a conscious being. The conscious being, the presence of the conscious being in the Srishti is felt by the conscious person. So, the moment I say conscious person, that means there is a body, mind, sense complex in which there is a reflection of the consciousness. It gives this system as though an individuality. We are very careful about the words as though an individuality. In transactional reality, it is as though an individuality. This conscious person is conscious of oneself. I am conscious of myself, which is a blessing. The problem is, the self-conscious is honed to such a high degree, unlike other forms, that it could also be a bane. For instance, a chihuahua does not have a complex about being a chihuahua as against a Great Dane. And our street corner dogs in Chennai and in various places in India do not have any complexes about being less sophisticated or more sophisticated than the internationally bred hype brands. No such complex. Or whatever. Whereas you and I have a complex. The self-consciousness in me, while the self-consciousness is like an endowment, like speaking, seeing, then there is no problem. The self-consciousness becomes a problem when I look at it as something not good enough. And I lack that sense of at-homeness, a sense of inadequacy, a sense of I am wanting, which is a fact, okay? Is not something to be dismissed. When I look at myself, I am physically wanting. I am emotionally wanting. I lack. Intellectually, yes. Economically, I've still got to find a person who is not wanting. So I'm wanting. That means I constantly lack something. And this lack gives me a sense of insecurity. And my search for security begins. My sense of lack also makes me self-critical. and very harsh, self-judgmental. These are my fundamental problems. It is recognized and by the society, by the system, and they have what is called a wellness plan for you and me. What is the wellness plan? You are physically wanting, therefore you should work out and become yourself, make yourself healthy. You are intellectually wanting, so you should acquire some degrees. Emotionally wanting, therefore you can do this, that, something to do that, so that you emotionally grow up, achieve something. For the sake of overcoming your economic want, work, take a job. Then you want to have what is called a sense of belonging. For that, you live in a society, you get married, you have children. Then as they grow up, you get the children married. Then you have grandchildren. And when you ask a question after that, after that, after that, you run against a blank wall. So this is the wellness picture. The Gita or the Vedas, for instance, gives you a Vedic picture to overcome this problem of smallness. One more picture. You had a society picture, you had a family picture, you had a social media picture, you have an international corporate picture, fashion picture, the in thing picture, the out thing picture. You go through all that. So they give you one more picture. It is not yeah.
Sir, you are muted again.
No, now it's okay. Now it's okay. I think. Yeah, now it's okay. So the Vedic picture says that this sense of lack is there, and the only way out of the sense of lack is by knowing that you don't lack anything in the first place. And that knowledge frees you from this sense of lack. And that freedom is called moksha. But before we go, and that is classified as purushartha. Purushaihi arthyate iti purushartha. Your sense of incompleteness makes you desire for something which is called a purushartha. And the Vedic picture is, if you know that you don't lack anything in the first place, then you are free. But before you come to that, the Vedas accept and acknowledge a certain fact that your desires for artha kama is valid. It's a privilege and it is valid. I want to have good health. I want to accomplish. I want to have wealth. I want to have a family. I want to have a family. I like being loved. I like to be in love. All these are valid, perfectly valid. The Vedas come and tell you that if Artha and Kama are aligned to Dharma, then all your desires are valid and they become a privilege. It's an endowment. But if the pressure to overcome this lack of adequacy in yourself and this confusion and the pressure can lead you to transgress dharma, then the same privilege becomes a curse. How to ensure that the whole thing is aligned to dharma? Vedas come and tell you that dharma is not a mandate. It is not a list of do's and don'ts. It is not a mandate. And they add something. They say it is Ishvara. So we need to understand Ishvara well here. Only then you can understand Bhakti. We saw in chapter 7 and thereafter till chapter 9 that this entire Srishti is Ishvara's manifestation of Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam, the non-separate intelligent and material cause. And how is this intelligent material cause sustained? It is sustained by orders. Orders means laws. There is a physical order. There is a biological order. There is a psychological order. And all these orders are not mandates, they are manifestation of Ishvara. This must be clear. So when I go against dharma, dharma is Ishvara's order. When I go against dharma, I am actually going against Ishvara. Until I understand what is the damage caused by going against dharma, I will continue to go against dharma. I want to be free from this sense of smallness. And that sense of smallness is not an event, is not an experience. It's a matter of knowledge to know that I was never limited in the first place. This is a knowledge and it has to be assimilated. And for that knowledge to be assimilated, you need a Shuddha Antakarana. You need an appropriate Patram. The Patram should be suitable enough and strong enough to comprehend, receive, comprehend and assimilate. And when you violate dharma, this goes away. The sanyama, the capacity of the patra goes away. The capacity of the patra is as though weakened. With this background, they say the only way to align to dharma and to know that it is Ishvara's manifestation, you have to recognize Ishvara. It is not a choice given to you. You have to recognize Ishvara. And to recognize Ishvara, you have to recognize Ishvara not as just some form somewhere, sitting somewhere and ruling your life. You have to understand Ishvara properly. There is a prakriya. This entire Srishti is put together. Put together intelligently. The way the seasons come, Hey, there is a earthquake in Japan, 7.4 magnitude, and there is a tsunami warning. It's an intelligently put together Srishti so that you are able to see the magnitude, and based on the magnitude, you are able to predict a tsunami and say evacuate. It is an intelligent order. It is not that one day there is an earthquake in Japan and there is a tsunami in Chennai. It doesn't happen like that. At a certain altitude, water will boil it will take long to boil. So it's a certain order. And Ishvara, okay, before we go to that, so there is an intelligent order. And that intelligence can rest only on a conscious being. And this conscious being is Ishvara, which has got two important factors. One is the Drishya Prapancha, the visible universe, Srishti. The other is the Adrishya Chaitanyam. It's two aspects. And you have to learn to relate to both. And to learn to relate to both, you have bhakti as a bouquet of sadhana to be able to understand and relate to Ishvara. It is not a single yoga, it's a bouquet of sadhana, which we will see later in chapter 12. It's a bouquet of sadhana. And this inadequate person is recognized. And this inadequate person is recognized and told, when you are constantly complaining about something that is lacking physically, physiologically, you're not mentally well, that person is called an arthi. So artha bhakta is valid. You can say, Ishvara, help me, I have no other place to go. There is another fellow who wants more artha, more benefits and more facilities, more influence and things like that. Such a person is called an artharthi bhakta. He is also valid. Third step is a jigyasu bhakta who inquires. Who inquires? What is the inquiry? I was just looking at some real estate in this part of the country. So I saw something in Alwarpet area. 6.75 crores starts. Other facilities will add another 1 crore or more. Okay. And then registration. Your furnishing has to match that. You can't carry this furniture. And plastic stools there. Your curtains have to match. So I'm reminded of what Dharmaraj Yama told Nachiketa. Yama said, Nachiketa said, give me Brahma Vidya. Dharmaraja said, I will give you the longest possible life. I will give you all the assets that you need. So I was thinking, suppose Yamaraja comes and says, why waste your time in Vedanta, man? I will give you, what's that place? Astor, that is the name of the building. I will give you that. Why one? You can have a 4-bedroom and a 3-bedroom. In one, you can run your Satsanga also. I will continue to be the inadequate person. Because the sense of inadequacy doesn't go away by artha kama. By acquisition, it doesn't go away. But once I get it, I have to maintain it now. Annual maintenance, monthly maintenance is 70,000 rupees. 70. All my pension will go only in that. And then your neighbors will be snobs. They won't come for your Vedanta class. So, perhaps, but they may even begin, maybe they'll give you higher Guru Dakshina. So, The fact remains that Artha Kama never makes you complete because Artha Kama themselves are finite. The finite cannot give you the infinite. But you still have to get the finite. How to get the finite and yet be relate to it properly? Shastra says, first of all, use Bhagavan as a means for getting all this. Hey Bhagavan, let me be able to afford a 5-bedroom house. Let me be able to afford the maintenance. Let me be able to live in style. After acquiring all this, you have bent double and your time comes and you go. May I be able to enjoy all this? So use Ishvara as a means for something. Artharthi Bhakta. From that, the same Artharthi Bhakta, is called a Sakama Bhakta, can become a Nishkama Bhakta. Oh Ishvara, you have given me all that I have desired. May I be able, I will be nearer to Satsanga, so may I be able to walk to Satsanga daily. Let my tastes be a little more refined. Nishkama Bhakti. From Nishkama Bhakti, move to Jigyasu Bhakti. Even if I had the whole building, I would still be an inadequate being. Is there a way out? And then go to Jnani Bhakti. So Ishvara plays a role in everything. So start with Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. Use Ishvara as a means. Then use Ishvara as the goal. Use Ishvara as the only goal. And say, go to a level where you and Ishvara are one and the same. Moksha. This is the Vedic picture given to you. You have a wellness picture. You have a Vedic picture. Does the Vedic picture work for all? That is what we are going to read in the next verse. We'll see that and then lead to the closure of this chapter. The end of the chapter, not closure. Verse number 32. We'll read 31 quickly and then go to 32. Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Shashvat shantim nigacchati. Shashvat shantim nigacchati. Kaunteya pratijanihi. Kaunteya pratijanihi. Name bhakta pranashyati. Name bhakta pranashyati. So the teacher, Krishna here, gives you an assurance. When you commit yourself to the Jigyasu level of bhakti, such a person is called a Dharmatma. It's not that Arthakama fellows are adharmis. It is a more refined bhakti. When you have gone to that level, you will get Shashwat Shanti, Shashwata Shanti you will get. You will get permanent peace, security, happiness. What were you looking for? Because of inadequacy, I am looking for security. And I am looking for security among inadequate things by themselves. What are the inadequate things? Objects, wealth. More importantly, relationships. One relationship doesn't work, I'll try another one. That doesn't work, I'll try a third one. Come back to second number 1 or 2. Many people's life is going, like they say, no. In Tamil, there is a beautiful saying. Now, all these, these ghosts and all, they all live in a tamarind tree and in, what is that? Drumstick. So they keep jumping from drumstick tree to tamarind tree to drumstick tree, till somebody like a Vikramaditya comes and frees them. It's a beautiful story. Tamil, they will say, no. Okay, it's said in Tamil that you keep jumping between 2 trees. Jumping among relationships, jumping among this, changing among a change of atmosphere. I want a break. Break from what?
Chill out.
Yeah, chill out. You end up catching a cold. I want a break. Break from what? I want to go to some other place. The same mind is going there, no? You stay in a 5-bedroom house with the same Pichakara buddhi. There is no change. So the teacher says, when you refine your pursuit, when you refine and get into inquiry stage, your permanence is assured. And Kaunteya, please know it very well, Jani. My bhakta, the person who has come to the third stage, na pranashyati, will not have a fall. You will not fall back to 1 or 2 stage. Once the process of inquiry starts, there is no fallback. There is no fallback. That is the assurance here. Okay. Then it takes you a little further. Mam hi partha vyapashritya. Mam hi partha vyapashritya. Epi syu papayonayah. Epi syu papayonayah. First line again. Mam hi partha vyapashritya. Epi syu papayonayah. Mam hi partha vyapashritya. Epi syu papayonayah. Striyo vaishyastata shudra. Striyo vaishyastata shudra. Te piyanti param gatim. Te piyanti param gatim. All line. Striyo vaishyastata shudra. Te piyanti param gatim. Whole verse. Mam hi parthavyapashritya. Epi syu papayonayah. Striyo vaishyastata shudraha. Te piyanti param gatim. Okay. This verse, if wrongly translated or quoted out of context, can get you into a lot of trouble. He says, even if the person is Papa Yoni, there are 4 categories of people. Papa Yoni, okay, sinners, original, duplicate, whatever you call. You are sinners. Striya, women. Vaishya, Vaishya is people who do commerce. Okay. Shudra. These 4 people, even if they are coming from this category, and if they come to me with bhakti, I will save them. Hey, what a loaded statement and how caste is still. Let's understand it carefully. Papa Yoni. Who is a Papa Yoni? Let me take the story of Prahalada. Who was Prahalada's father? Hiranyakashipu. And he said, you are not supposed to take the name of Narayana, you are supposed to take Hiranyakashipuvaya Namaha. Imagine you are born in such a setup. You imagine in the first thing in the morning, you switch on Suprabhadam. And somebody says, hey, what this noisy thing in the first thing in the morning? You are born among atheists. Even among theists, okay, or theists or whatever you call. Suppose I am learning all this. Suppose I come from a household and I can say, what are you doing wasting time on all this? Why don't you do Sandhya? That's also a problem. So Papa Yonaya are people who are disadvantaged. Disadvantaged by being born in the wrong setup. Can you do Ganapati Puja? Margari Masa Bhajan in Saudi Arabia. Papa, you're disadvantaged. For Vedantic study, I am supposed to be independent. What if you are physically dependent on somebody to take you to the Satsanga and bring you back from Satsanga? How many of us are technologically dependent? We don't even know how to switch on the Zoom. Suddenly camera goes off. Suddenly you go on mute. All these are disadvantages. So Papa Yonaya, you can be disadvantaged in various ways. Poverty is a disadvantage. Daridrata is a disadvantage. Ailment is a disadvantage. Tension and family breakups are disadvantages. Papa Yonaya. So even if you come from the Papa Yonaya, Hiranyakashipu's son Prahalada got it. Striya. Striya is not gender bias here. Among among the ladies, women folk, there is an emotion called Vatsalyam, meaning a sense of compassion. It's a strong emotion. The compassion is not just towards one's own children, it is towards others' children, towards children in general, towards the suffering in general. The lady is an empath. So a person who has empathy is a striya, stri eva, not like us. That means you are emotionally attached. Sometimes, this emotional attachment to the family, things are apart. They have got out of it. But have you seen people emotionally attached to gurus? So the guru says, I will give you moksha. The person says, I don't want to leave you, but I want to stay with you, hold on to you. I want to wash your clothes. So the emotional attachment is to the guru. The emotional attachment is to the single, what do you call, the Saguna Rupa Ishvara. Oh Krishna, how will I live without you? My Rama's pictures were thrown into when idol was thrown into the water. Tyagaraja cried and he says, hey Rama, why are you not coming back to me? Emotional attachment. Such a person is referred to as a Striya. Striya Bhava. So if you are emotionally hyper, it's a little difficult for Vedanta to work. It comes and tells you are supposed to have detachment. You say, what detachment? I can't do it. I can't manage. Okay. Vaishya. Vaishya is a person who is money-minded. Everything is calculated in terms of what does it get for me? How is it worth? I am going to spend 1 hour of my time in Vedanta every day. In that 1 hour, I can make $1 million. Who was that fellow? An American who said, I make $1,000 an hour. Now people are talking in terms of $100,000 an hour. You value everything in terms of money. So such a person is called a Vaishya. A Shudra is a person who is more of a Shudra. Again, is not again a person. It is a certain quality. Khao piyo mauj karo. So you talk about Vedanta, moksha, and that fellow will ask you very intelligent questions. He says, how old are you? I'm 80 years old. How long do you think you will live? According to the Shastra, I may die any moment. Then what's the use of all this, man? Have some fun. Let's pour a drink each and have fun. Anyway, you will die. This is the kind of thing. Okay. So there was a professor who carried out an experiment. Okay, he first put sand into a bottle. Then he put rocks. Then he tried to pour some water. It didn't work. Or he tried to pour some beer or something. It didn't work. It all spilled out. So he did another thing. First he put the stones. Then he put the sand. He shook the sand. Then he took a whole bottle of beer and poured it into that. He said, what does it tell you? A fellow got up and said, after everything, there is room for beer. Such a fellow is a Shudra. Shudra meaning the value is for fun. I have to see. Will you get a chance like this? Like all over Facebook, you find such characters. A movie of a cinema star is releasing. The person will skip Vedanta class and go to that. Vedanta, my God. Vedanta, I can always listen to Mohanji's recording anytime. But that movie will not come. Shudra. Meaning the overtly emotional, the overtly materialistic, overtly entertainment-oriented people. He says, even such people, if they pay attention to me, yanti param gatim, they also get it. So who are such people? There is a Prahalada. There is one fellow called Arunagiri Nadar, who was so fascinated by pleasures that he contracted deadly disease. And Muruga told him, sing on me, and he was given immediate moksha. So even at that stage, doesn't mean you have to go through all this and go back to Muruga. Even if you have this, you will still get me. Meaning, you can move to a jigyasu level. From the jigyasu, you can go to jnani bhakta. You can become that. Yeah.
Including the Brahmins and the Kshatriyas, they mentioned it. Could we say that even somebody by birth being a Brahmin, by birth being a Kshatriya, having these qualities
Okay.
will be it?
Yes, yes.
Because for Mohan, it's
Yeah.
easy to say something that
Correct, correct.
otherwise they will definitely
Yeah.
why are they included?
Yeah,
For that,
yeah,
yes,
correct.
so-
Correct.
so-
Solla, correct. For instance, see, I may be by birth by Brahmin, but I may be security oriented. I'll say, how can I do all this, man? And by birth, I'm a Brahmin. I've been initiated. I've gone through all this. But how can I give up all this? And so a person who comes from they can be. So the Brahmana, it is these three categories here are not jati, they are guna. So if you by jati you are a Brahmin, if you had these gunas, then you are not counted as a jati Brahmana, you are considered a guna Vaishya. So that is the highlight is guna. It's a very valid one. Okay. So such a person also can reach me. Now the next verse talks about Brahmana and Kshatriya. Okay. So next verse number 33 says, Kim punar brahmana punya, Kim punar brahmana punya, Bhaktarajarshayasthatha, Bhaktarajarshayasthatha. Whole line. Kim punar brahmana punya, Bhaktarajarshayasthatha. Kim punar brahmana punya, Bhaktarajarshayasthatha. Anityam, anityamasukham lokam, anityamasukham lokam, imam prapya bhajasvamam, imam prapya bhajasvamam. All words. Kim punar brahmana punya, bhakta rajarshayasthatha, anityamasukham lokam, imam prapya bhajasvamam. So, we talked about the guna. Now we talked about a person with a Brahmana guna and a Kshatriya guna. They also pursue Artha Kama. Just because a person is a Brahmana, he is not supposed to live on the streets and beg around. Even a Brahmana can live well, can live wealthy lives. You can be a wealthy Brahmana. But why are Brahmana and Rajarshaya is your Rajas oriented Kshatriyas here? Why are they considered separately here is because the Brahmana has gone into a Jigyasu level bhakti. And the Kshatriya is already into Nishkama Karma Yoga. He is not doing Sakama Yoga. A Kshatriya is fighting for the country. He says, I don't mind. There was a beautiful story of a person whose husband died in the war. And they asked the mother, what are you going to do with your son? He is going to take his father's place in the army. That's all. We are born to serve the country. So, they already being punya. Punya means whose thought process is already in a refined state. They are already refined. They are already jigyasu bhakta. So the teacher says, when people who are in the artha kama level, they themselves can transform and come to me. Why not people who are already in the jigyasu? In the previous verse, he says there is no nasham for them. He says they will definitely reach me. For the simple reason. Why? Because that this world of Artha Kama is Anityam Sukham is a well ascertained fact in their system. This Anityam Sukham has to be understood properly. Let's not mistake this Anityam Sukham. See, a lot of people say Anityam Sukham means money is useless. No, money is used less. It is not used properly. Money is a blessing. But if you have what is called adhyasa, shobhana adhyasa, that means give me money, I will solve everything else, every problem in the world. That's called shobhana adhyasa. You have imputed more money, a value to money than what it actually has. Money is a blessing, it's a privilege, provided you earn it aligned to dharma. So such a person or punya. Such a person or punya. So one who is in Artha Kama, perfectly aligned to dharma, conflict free, he is assured of moksha. How is he assured of moksha? When you understand that Artha Kama is Anitya Sukham and moksha is Nitya Sukham. How do I get moksha? By knowledge. How does knowledge come to me? By Shravana Manana. Who will do Shravana Manana for me? My Guru will give me Shravana Manana. As stated in the Shastras, I have to go back to Swamiji's statement regularly, consistently, for a length of time to Shravana Manana. Follow it up with daily Nididhyasanam, constant reflection on the subject, and it works. You have to find out for yourself that it works. And the chapter is ended with a 5-point formula. 5-point not a formula, 5-point program. We will see this today. And next week I'll elaborate it and we'll do the summary. Okay. So let's go to verse number. It is not just a verse. You're supposed to keep repeating it as often as possible in your mind. Okay. Manmana bhava mad bhaktaha. Manmana bhava mad bhaktaha. Madhyaji mam namaskuru. Madhyaji mam namaskuru. First line again. Manmana bhava mad bhaktaha. Madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam. Mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam. Atmanam matparayanaha. Atmanam matparayanaha. All words. Manmana bhava mad bhaktaha. Madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mame vaishyasi yuktaivam. Atmanam matparayanaha. Once more, because you should learn it by heart. It should echo in your mind all the time. Manmana bhava mad bhaktaha. Madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mame vaishyasi yuktaivam. Atmanam matparayanaha. Not only the chant, even the word meaning should get into an assimilation stage. We are not going to read it in the same order. The order is different. He says, Mat Bhakta Bhava. So, Manmana Bhava, Mat Bhakta Bhava. You have to add a Bhava after it. Mat Bhakta Bhava. So, at the first stage of Bhakti, become emotionally involved with me. Make me real. Make Ishvara somebody real for you. Let not Ishvara be in the clouds or wants to be invoked during Navaratri and Ganesha Chaturthi. Make Ishvara a daily companion of yours. That's possible only when you see Ishvara as the material cause and Chaitanyam. Make Ishvara. Emotionally get attached to, get addicted to me. Better addiction. Instead of getting addicted to Artha Kama, get addicted to me. Okay? Mat bhaktaha bhava. Atmanam mat parayana. Understand me as me as the only means for all your goal. Do your work, do arpanam. I go to work, I, Ishwara Arpana Buddhi, I've done for you, give me my prasada. I've done for you, give me my prasada. So, mad bhaktya bhava, mad, Atmanam mat par, have no other means no other hope for you other than me. Don't depend on any other finite things. Okay, mat parayana. Third step. Man mana bhava. Get saturated. Let bhakti be something spontaneous in you. Get saturated, immersed in it. If you are in abundance, say it is Ishwara's. I am living well today, it belongs to Ishwara. I am able to speak well today, it is Ishwara. People like me, it is Ishwara Vibhuti. I am going through a little strain in life. Hey, Ishwara has given me a little. It's testing me for something. Ishwara has given, Ishwara has taken, no big deal. Man mat bhakta bhava, atmanam mat parayana bhava, man mana bhava, and mad yaji, serve me alone. Mad yaji. Only then you will be, you will be able to have this sense of gratitude. I started small. See, today I own so much. Can you imagine? I lived in one room, shared bathroom, struggling, and that's what the fate of many of these movie actors are. And there are some people who recognize that. He said, I struggled. I used to live in this area and walk up and stand in front of AVM studios and show them throwing all these things. And today, see, I'm able to command so much resources. The industry is dependent upon me, all because of Ishvara. Madhyaji, have that sense of gratitude. And Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru, surrender unto me totally. Okay? Surrender unto me. Have Shraddha in me. What is the Shraddha? Your Yoga Kshemam, I will take care. See, we are talking about somebody, money. If you have no money, insecure. If you have less money, insecure. If you have all the money, still insecure. Because then you have to keep up with the inflation. So that the value of money doesn't go down. So whatever it is insecure, Mam Namaskuru, I will take care of. You will be earning 7%. Somebody will tell you you're wasting 100 crores and 7%. On top of that, you are in the 30% bracket. Your tax slab in your 6% is that you are losing money. You will be having 100 crores in the bank and somebody will come and tell you are losing money. So what should I do? Give it to me. Understand something very clearly. When somebody manages your money, nobody can earn money for you. And nobody can manage your money better. So these are certain realities. Mam Namaskuru. 5-step program. Mad Bhakta. Mat Parayana. Nothing else other than me. I am the only solace. Man Mana. Saturate yourself in me. Then Madhyaji. Offer everything unto me and see everything as my prasada. Surrender unto me. And what happens? Mam eva vaishyasi. You will reach me alone. Mam eva vaishyasi. Okay. And then if you are yukta, yukva, if you are having these 5 points, if these 5 points program you follow, if you are yukta in these 5, you will reach me. What is this reaching me? Moksha assured here and now. You don't have to go to Brahma Loka for moksha. I will give you moksha here and now. This is the understanding. Nitya Yukta, you are free. What is this freedom? We will see it in detail next week. But understand this freedom as being comfortable with oneself. Every day, even if you can be comfortable with yourself for about 20 minutes every day, understand that's moksha. What is this being comfortable? Not bothered by anything else, withdrawing yourself from all mental preoccupation for at least 20 minutes a day. Thereafter, with that inner leisure, your life becomes a leela. Swamiji says, see, confident, cheerful, and for one more, confident, cheerful, one more C he uses. Otherwise, MBBS, miserable, boring, burdensome struggle. Mam eva vaishyasi. Calm, cheerful, confident. So you can choose to be calm, confident, cheerful. And that is Raja Vidya, because it's not easily understood. Raja Guhya. I cannot go on, stand on Marina Beach and give a lecture. Because people will say, let's have some Sundal here when he is talking. So Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya comes from the Shastras.
That is Brahma Vidya as well.
That is Brahma Vidya. And abiding in that Brahma Vidya is Brahmanishta. We will see about in future. With the blessings of our Guru Parampara, with Ishvara Anugraha, we have completed 50% of our study in about 3 years' time. We started in 2020, November 21, 22, 23. In about 18 months, we have covered 9 chapters, which is an amazing progress. I deep gratitude to Vasudha and Prakash who have made this platform available to me. A lot of service by Ramesh, a committed Karma Yogi, who comes every week, records it, and he will upload it in a little while. Tomorrow morning you can download. So a Karma Yogi, all these Punya Atmas are making it possible for us. And of course, to all of you, and please understand the people who attend offline, online, who listen to tapes, you're all Punya Atmas. You don't belong to the first category. Papa Yone, because you already come here. So you're all Punyatmas. And Punyatmas, Shipram Bhavati, Moksha is assured. Krishna's assurance. So in the next week, we will do this verse again, Manmana Bhava, and I'll give you a summary of chapter 9, and we'll proceed further. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam, Jnanena Margena Mahisha, Gobrahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Kale Varshatu Parjanyah, Prithvi Sasya Shalinim, Desho Yam Chobarahitah, Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai ho, Swami Dayananda Maharaj ki jai ho, Pavanaputra Hanuman ki jai ho, Bajrang Bali ki jai ho. People want to discuss anything can send me a mail, rbi.mohan@gmail.com. I'll gladly answer your questions one-to-one. If you want to talk, we can even have a one-to-one discussion, because Vedanta has to be assimilated and ingrained, only then it will work. It is not an academic scholarship exercise. So if I have been able to share something, all Ishvara Anugraha, Guru Kripa. Om. Have a wonderful weekend. Week. We'll meet again.
Hari Om.
Thank you very much.